Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. Today I rant. Now for the longest of times I have been actually wanting to open this channel and to create all of this content, but unfortunately I hadn't had the time. But thanks to the lovely coronavirus out there, I am quarantined, so I thought, why not, let's just give it a try and let's see how things go. So for my first video I actually wanted to talk about Fantastic Beasts 1 and 2, J.K. Rowling, and everything surrounding the Harry Potter universe. So let's start by talking a little bit about Fantastic Beasts 1, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Now, the movie, it was not terrible, but it was not great either. It just felt kind of flat for me, honestly. There were a lot of positives, obviously, like with every single movie, except for the Fantastic Beasts 2 that we will talk about later. Newt Scamander, I thought he was a really interesting character. I was very happy to finally see a Hufflepuff that wasn't Cedric Diggory on screen. And to actually see him interact with all of these beasts was just amazing. He was introverted and he was very quirky, and I really like that character. I wish we could have had a little bit more time with him, a little bit more character development, but he was fine. Another great positive thing about the movie is Jacob Kowalski. He absolutely steals the game for me. I absolutely adore him. I couldn't help laugh in every scene that he was. The actor was amazing. I absolutely loved him. I would have loved to see a lot more exploration into the beast world. I kind of feel like that's where the movie should have headed. And here's where we encounter one of the first problems that I have with this movie. There were too many storylines, and the main one kind of felt neglected up to a certain point. In fact, to this day, I don't really know what the main storyline of Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them really is. I mean, I guess you could say the Obscurial, and then we have Grindelwald, but he doesn't really reveal himself until the end. And I don't really know what Newt had to do with any of it. I mean, the movie, it had its ups and its downs, but it was okay. I enjoyed it, but not as much as the original Harry Potter series. Now, then we come to the second movie. And this was a disaster. It was just, oh dear Lord. It was one of the worst movies that I had ever seen in my whole entire life. Like literally, it sucks so much that I have no words for it. It has so many problems because, you know, those little problems that happened in the first one were actually exacerbated in the second one. For example, the storylines. There were just too many characters and too many storylines, and by the end of it I was just like, I did not understand a single thing that I saw. I am just overwhelmed and exhausted from trying to process this garbage of a movie. It just, I hated it. I absolutely hated it. And here's where my other problem with the series and J.K. Rowling begins to formulate. Fantastic Beasts 2 had a lot of problems pertaining to directing, pertaining to actors, pertaining to pace and tone and storylines and plots and all of those problems, right? But one of the main things that I think everyone hated about this movie is that it completely contradicted some of the things that the Harry Potter universe had said. This is the tricky part about making, you know, sequels or prequels or whatever. You have to stay loyal up to a certain point to the story that started it all. In this case, everything just went out the window, like literally, you know. For example, McGonagall appears at one point and everyone is like, dude, McGonagall wasn't even born yet. Like, what the hell are you doing, J.K. Rowling? You wrote the story, please. Just keep it together, keep it together. You know, she wrote the story and she can't even seem to, you know, follow it and to not contradict it. Then, for example, we have the matter of stakes. You know, when you have things such as magic and stuff, stakes need to be set by rules. And in this movie, there were absolutely no rules set at all. You know, like magic was just like whatever you wanted to create, you could create it with a flick of a wand, and you know that's just it. You know, it's just like, okay, fine, whatever. You know, you want to cover fucking Paris with black sheets for some reason, yeah, just flick your wand. One of the reasons why I think that the Harry Potter series isn't better than it already is because the stakes and the rules are very loose when it comes to magic. Now this movie takes that and just says, you know what, if we had a few rules, now let's just throw the whole handbook out of the window. We don't need that. Right? For example, the spells. This is something that infuriated me so much in many of the Harry Potter movies, but in this one it's even more obvious. In the books it was very clear that only very powerful wizards, right, could cast spells without having to say the spell. So one would assume, for example, Dumbledore, Voldemort, all of these characters that are extremely powerful could do that. Not students in like their second or third or fourth year in Hogwarts. Like, let's just be honest. And those set of rules actually made the story a lot more compelling because you understood that there were stakes, that not everyone was on the same magical level as everyone else. Let's take, for example, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That's another video that I'm going to be talking about. Especially about the Legend of Korra, which is just complete garbage, but that's not the point. The point is, if you have seen the series, you might know that in Avatar: The Last Airbender, the rules were set to be very, very, very extremely clear, right? There were very powerful benders, but you had to work in order to get that. There were certain, you know, bending abilities that weren't available for everyone. Only powerful benders could do them, such as, for example, lightning, right? You had to be very controlled and very powerful and very at peace with yourself in order to produce lightning. Metal bending, right? Toph invented metal bending. And then we get the fabulous The Legend of Korra, in which they actually reduced the world a lot because now there's like welders using lightning strikes, and there's like, you know, the entire police using metal bending. And it just feels a little bit cheap because whatever made those things so special in its predecessors' world, now it's just like a very common thing. And that's the exact same thing that happens with Fantastic Beasts. Things that were meant to be cast by very powerful wizards are now being cast by everyone. You know, it's like magic doesn't really have any rules anymore. None of the spells are explained to us. We're just watching people flick their wands and just, you know, being able to do whatever the hell they want to do, right? It has a lot of inconsistencies, the second one as well, with the first one. I mean, they produced them basically in the same timeline, and it had inconsistencies with the first one. For example, the fact that Credence survives. Like, come the fuck on. Credence did not survive that, and if he did, you would expect that at least they would give us an explanation on how he survived. But no, it's just brushed over. It's just like, well, you know what, Peach Queen survives, so just get over it. And it's never explained again. It's never even talked about again. It's just like, oh yeah, well, Queen survived, bye. Then we have the wonderful story of Jacob Kowalski and how, you know, he gets obliviated in the first movie. And in one of the last shots, you can actually see Jacob kind of remembering things, but one would assume that it's kind of his unconscious, you know, or something, or his dreams, or, you know, like some memories are still trapped there. But then in the second movie, like without any explanation, without any background, without anything, Jacob remembers everything, and their explanation for it is absolutely abysmal. Like, oh my god, are you kidding me? Like, are you kidding me? I mean, you were obliviated. Hermione obliviated her parents in the last Harry Potter movie, and you're telling me that her parents just had bad memories of her because apparently she was a wild child or something, and that's what they didn't. That's why they didn't remember anything. Like, are we literally saying that obliviation only works for bad memories? Again, it contradicts so many things about the original story that it's just infuriating. I mean, I cannot believe that J.K. Rowling actually wrote this herself. Actually, I kind of can, but still, the point remains, you know, she is loose. She has lost it. We come to the point in which I stop being kind of angry and I actually start ranting because, oh my god, okay, so the thing about J.K. Rowling, right? I don't know if you know this, but J.K. Rowling has kind of sparked a controversy because she just keeps adding shit to things that don't really need to be explained, or just to kind of, you know, elevate her status as saying, look at me, I'm inclusive, look at me, I'm so tolerant, look at me, I support everyone, and my stories are so diverse. And it's like, bitch, really? Like, no. I mean, I'm sorry, but no. Your stories from the very beginning were not diverse. And that's fine, you know? I mean, Tolkien was not a diverse guy himself. Everyone in The Lord of the Rings and every single Tolkien story there is white. And women get like a total of 5 mentions in his stories because, you know, he was not very fond of writing strong female characters except for Eowyn, and that's even like kind of loose or whatever. But that's okay, you know? You take it into context and you think, okay, well, that was not so big back then. And we still love, well, at least I do, the Lord of the Rings story. We absolutely adore it. But with J.K. Rowling, it's like, dude, your books were released in 1997. Like, it was a different time. And if you didn't feel like being diverse and inclusive, that's fine, you know, just come out and say that, you know. It would be a lot better if she just said, you know what, maybe if I were to write the Harry Potter series today, I would be a lot more inclusive and there would be a lot more diversity in my story. And I would be okay with that, you know, I would be fine with that. So let's start with some of the things that started this whole thing that just got out of control. So first of all, she said that Dumbledore was gay. And I was okay with that, actually. I mean, it was quite obvious that she kind of just took it from the fan fiction that asked if Dumbledore was gay, and she thought, oh my god, that's a great idea. Yeah, sure, Dumbledore is gay. There you go. And, you know, I was okay with that because honestly, the Harry Potter series are not about Dumbledore. And Dumbledore's sexuality really has nothing to do with it, and there is not a moment where it would, you know, be relevant to talk about his sexuality. That's fine, you know, I'm fine with that. You know, contrary to common belief, gay people don't just appear in a room and shout to everyone, hi, I'm gay. Hi, I'm Dan and I'm gay. Hi, I'm Dumbledore and I'm gay. So that was fine. I agreed with that and I was like, okay, fine, you know what? Just let her have her gay Dumbledore, that's fine. But then, she kind of got out of control, I want to say. You know, someone tweeted at her like, hey, I noticed that there aren't any Jewish, you know, students at Hogwarts. And she was like, yes, there is. Like, this is the name, and this is the house, and this is his age, or whatever. And we're just like, I was just like, oh my god, like, I literally do not care, you know. You didn't write a Jewish student. Like, let's be honest. Just own it. Just say, no, it never occurred to me to write a Jewish student. I'm sorry that you feel misrepresented. Goodbye. That's it, you know. But with every little thing that she adds, she insists and she is adamant that she had already thought about that all along. Now, this is one of the things that infuriates me the most. Well, actually, everything surrounding J.K. Rowling infuriates me right now. But, you know, when the Cursed Child came to be, they casted a black actress. And there were a lot of people saying, like, why is a black actress representing Hermione? And her comment was, Hermione might be black. I never specified in the book. Like, bitch, are you kidding me right now? Like, you were there when the artist that did the artwork for the covers, you know, did the covers for the books, and Hermione, got news for you, she ain't black. You were there when people casted a white actress to play Hermione, and she isn't black. For fuck's sakes, just say, you know what, I wanted to give it a twist, so I decided to make Black Hermione. I don't care. But do not say that, it was your plan all along and that you always wanted Hermione to be black and that you never specified that she was white. Like, yes, you did. And here's the thing that I think J.K. Rowling and a lot of people in media today do not understand. Race is not interchangeable. That's the thing, I find it even more offensive that, I don't know, someone takes, for example, a Superman and he just turns him black. Like, come on, guys, is this the representation that you deserve? It's not. Writers and directors and producers and people in media should start representing appropriately. That is just the easy way out, the easy way out to say, you know what, I'm diverse and I represent people of all ethnics and all sexual orientations and everything, is to have an existing character, which is white or heterosexual, and just, oh, now we're going to make him black and homosexual. So there you go. There's your representation. Like, no, just write characters from the very beginning that are diverse. Stop trying to make race interchangeable. It's not going to happen, and it's extremely offensive. And here's the thing also. Our differences are amazing, and that diversity is so rich and so powerful, and it should be celebrated, If you are going to write about a black character, his life, his struggles, his culture, his context, it's not going to be the same as a white heterosexual male. Or if you're going to write about a man, it's not going to be the same as writing a woman from the very beginning. And those differences make us special. The same happens with Hispanics and Asians. Where is the cultural aspect to this? Where is the actual effort of writing a diverse and inclusive and representative character instead of just saying, okay, you know what, I'm just gonna slap another color into that existing character and that will keep the haters off my back. Like, no, that's just not the way it works. And it's really, it's a cop-out. It's a really easy way out to a world that is constantly asking for more diversity and much more representation. For example, Dumbledore's homosexuality. I was fine with it. Like I said, the Harry Potter story, it wasn't really about Dumbledore, so I don't really think why we should have to know that Dumbledore was gay. But then we have the perfect opportunity, right? J.K. Rowling has the perfect opportunity to actually commit to what she said and give representation to gay people in Fantastic Beasts 2. Because, much of the story, or I would at least believe, seeing the title, which is not really the case, but okay. Seeing the title, one would believe that the story is about Grindelwald, his crimes, and guess what? In Grindelwald's story, according to J.K. Rowling, Dumbledore plays a very important role, because he was his lover, according to J.K. Rowling. But here's the thing, this is the number one rule in any visual media. Show, don't tell. Let's be honest here, if you hadn't seen that tweet about J.K. Rowling saying that Dumbledore was gay, and if you hadn't seen all the fuss that she had made about her relationship with Grindelwald, if you had just seen the movie without any of that backup information, could you honestly tell me that it was obvious that Dumbledore and Grindelwald were in a relationship? No. That's the answer. Fucking no. And you know what? The representation needs to be on the same level as heterosexual couples, It's like have a nice montage or a nice flashback, or I don't know, but do something that, lets us know that you're actually taking this seriously. Jesus Christ. The only scene that we get that kind of hints at it, and again, it hints at it just because you actually know the backstory of it, is this one. Again, nothing is explained. Again, we're just like, oh, okay, yeah. So I guess Dumbledore and Grindelwald had kind of a, strong relationship. Kudos, great. I mean, come the fuck on, J.K. Rowling. You keep claiming representation, and you keep claiming diversity, and you keep saying this and that, and you're just not delivering it Okay, you're just not delivering it. So just get off your high horse, stop tweeting about it, and actually show us the representation that you claim to give. Jesus Christ. Now, I saved this one for the last part because I actually think that it's really hilarious and just funny and just absolute bullshit. Nagini. Oh my fucking god. Just stop, okay? Just please just stop because I can't do this anymore. Nagini gets a backstory. You remember, right? That the fucking snake that was a Horcrux that, you know, Voldemort had, that really no one ever even thought twice about. So Nagini has a backstory. Apparently now she is a maledictus or something. Yeah, I think it was a maledictus. And what that means is that, you know, she has a curse on her, so eventually she will become a full-time snake. No more legs for you. I'm so sorry. Goodbye. And it doesn't really do anything for the story. I mean, Nagini is just kind of there, you know. I would have understood if she would have given this character a backstory, if the character was actually, you know, somehow relative to the story of Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. But she's not. She's just kind of tails around Credence, and, you know, she has that cool scene in the circus where she turns into a snake, and that's it. Also, another thing, I don't understand why all the people, you know, when she was turning into a snake, were so surprised, and I don't understand why that is considered to be like this crazy thing in the wizarding world. Because yeah, sure, she has a curse, but you've seen wizards turn into animals before, right? We have Animagus, we have McGonagall turning into a cat in, I think, the second movie. So, like, why the hell this would be, like, a novelty, I do not understand. Honestly, I'm done. I'm tired of trying to understand what the hell J.K. Rowling is doing. Oh, my God. My brain, it hurts. So, conclusions. J.K. Rowling, she's not representing you guys. That's the truth. That's just, let's be honest, she's not a person who, you know, is actually into diversity and representation. She's just a person who likes to claim that she is, because that gets her a lot more public, that gets her a lot more attention. But she doesn't deliver. So just, you know, let's be honest, she doesn't have your best intent in mind. She's just trying to make money off of you. And I think that's offensive. Just that's wrong, okay? The Fantastic Beasts movies completely suck balls. Like, they suck. You know, the first one, not so much. The second one is just, it's a disaster. It shouldn't even have been published. You know, it's so bad. Oh my God, it's so bad. It actually makes me mad just to think about the movie. Anyways, it's a really bad movie. And of course there's going to be a lot more Fantastic Beasts movies, so when those come out, you better bet that I'm going to make a small review about them, a small rant about them. And anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know that if you like this channel, if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up. This is my first video. This is my first attempt at making this channel, so I would really appreciate any support you could give. And if you like this video, again, you can expect more content coming soon. I'm not going to promise you timelines because I'm crazy busy, but right now that I'm quarantined, I'm probably going to produce a lot of content. So please subscribe, please give me a thumbs up, and see you on the next video.